Let's add our first logbook entry together. In the Logs tab, you will find an Add Entry button. Let's go ahead and press it. This opens a dialog that allows you to choose between a flight entry and a simulator entry. If something is missing, let's say you forgot to add an aircraft, the system will detect this and will redirect you to the page where the attention is needed. Let's go ahead and add our first generic logbook entry. This opens up a dialog where you have all the relevant information for your flight. The first step is the most important. Here you will enter all the most important details. So on the left hand side you will find all the details related to the start of the flight, basically your departure. On the right hand side you will find all the arrival informations. So let's go ahead and add a few informations. And as well, important to mention that your keyboard allows you to cycle through the tabs the inputs quite quickly using the tab. So you can go ahead and add everything without touching your mouse, basically. So let's add our first date together. So you can simply use the keyboard and add something. Let's say 2026. Now you can go ahead, select an aircraft. Then you can add an arrival date, and note if you open it you cannot select an arrival date that is in the past, which makes sense. Then we can select an arrival, let's say we fly to Vienna, and now if you click on it you will see the system even detects the name of the airport and the country. Then let's continue. Now you can select time, so let's say 1500 UTC to 1900 UTC. And as you've seen, something just happened in the lower right corner, and the system now calculates what you've been logging. So the system knows it's cross-country time, it's nighttime. As we are currently in the pick function, we logged 4 hours of pick and total time. The nighttime calculation is rather cool because now I do not have to calculate any nighttime more. So it takes into account the departure, the destination, so the latitude and longitude, the times and the dates. And based on this and the position of the sun, we can quickly calculate nighttime, which is rather precise, and even auto-selecting one night landing. In the top left, in the lower left corner, you can now choose your own role. So let's say it was an instruction flight. So in this case, I will have the dual function. Now I have to add a pick nevertheless. So let's say I add myself as a pick, well, not literally myself, but as a person. And here the person has been selected. Let's say it was an IFA flight. So now I'm logging IFA. And as you can see, the IFA time has been automatically selected, and as well the dual time. In the set times, I can nevertheless go ahead and override it and choose whatever I have to choose. So let's not do that. In the next tab, you can see the remarks, personal notes. You can even go ahead and upload files, which can even be tracks such as 4Flight or SkyDemon log tracks, so that you will have a nice map with all your tracks. Now, in the custom fields, this is related to settings, we can add custom fields. Now, the last tab is rather cool. We can go ahead and add our own signature. And by signing, you basically lock the entry. Nevertheless, if you go ahead and edit something, the signature is simply removed to guarantee some sort of authenticity. The other option is to request a signature. So let's say after the flight, I want to get a signature of the instructor I've just flown with. So simply select the instructor concerned, and in this case, the system already pre-populates the instructor. So now I can go ahead and select set an email and even a personal message. So what happens is the instructor gets a mail, and then he gets in the mail, a link can be opened, and then he will see all the details, and then he can go ahead and sign it or refuse to sign it. And after the entry has been signed, it will be shown quite nicely in the flight log tab. So let's simply go ahead and sign the entry, and now the entry has been added. So you can see the entry right here. And now there are a few cool options. So the first option is to simply click it, and now you can see a nice map with all the details. So departure, arrival, the airplane, who is concerned, the time. And now another option, which is a quite cool feature, if I double click it, I will actually see a logbook preview of how the logbook appears. So I can go ahead and cycle through different formats, and even down to the Middle East, I can go ahead and select the format required by the Saudi Arabian authority, and other cool features. Other features as well include exporting your logbook. So now I can go ahead and export it to whatever format is desired. And it will look rather cool because I can get an actual Jeppesen preview like the following. And this is simply awesome. So yeah, I hope you can successfully enter your first logbook.